What if Goku's forms boost was permanent? Now, I have done two ideas that are similar in some sense before, around 11 months ago. One was being, what if the Kaioken boost was permanent, which is one of my biggest videos. Another one is, what if Goku's forms were permanent? Now, in the forms was permanent one, that one was Goku was stuck in the transformation and he couldn't go back. The Kaioken one was just stuck in the boost. So what if we spice it up a little bit and change it to where Goku's forms, when he transforms in and he transforms back to base, he keeps that power up. And this is going to be an insanely OP version of Goku, so let's jump right on into it. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to all the members of the YouTube channel. Thank you guys again, as we have broke over 150 members, which is absolutely absurd. You guys are the best, reaching our goal of 200. Thank you all again. For the bottom of my heart, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you to all those who support the channel in general. Make sure to watch this video all the way through. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. But anyway, let's get right on into the video. So Bardock will still sacrifice himself, defeating the mighty Frieza. Now, we've been through this thing a bunch of times of the original timeline for Dragon Ball, but it does start very early on, as Goku transforms into a Great Ape when he kills Grandpa Gohan. But we're not going to use that boost at this time. See, where we're going to start is when Goku is 10 years old and he meets Bulma for the first time. Now, the start goes practically the same, with them going on their summer vacation, searching the Dragon Ball. She finds Goku. Goku and Bulma working together would find Master Roshi, who would give him the 3-star Dragon Ball and the Flying Nimbus. Goku would then stop the reign of the terrible Oolong, where they would also meet Yamcha Puar. They decide to follow them, and they would have a couple adventures where they were destroying the Frying Pan Mountain, find the 7-star Dragon Ball. But this is where the story will then take place, as Goku will get his first boost for the first time. This is when Goku defeats the Boss Rabbit and sending his gang to the moon. This is when Mai and Shu would steal the Dragon Balls from them, and under Emperor Pilaf, they would then trap them in his castle. Now, the wish would still be made, where Oolong makes his dirty wish, and the Dragon Balls are gone. But this is when Goku, in the original and now, looks at the moon and he transforms into a Great Ape, and he destroyed Pilaf's castle. So, how strong would Goku be when he reverts back to normal? Well, the Great Ape transformation is a 10 times boost to your current power level. Goku's power level at age 12 at this time was approximately 10. So when he transformed, and when he reverted back to normal, he quickly noticed how much stronger he feels. He feels 10 times what he felt before. It's extraordinary. Goku's new permanent power level is 100. So he's already 10 times stronger already. Now, this will also be when he starts training under Master Roshi. Now, Master Roshi was shocked to see how strong Goku was. Goku was almost as strong as Roshi is. How did he get so strong within a few short days? This is extraordinary. And of course, maybe they could explain, but there's no real explanation unless Bulma or the others tell him what happened. But again, it's extraordinary. So Goku would begin his training under Master Roshi, and same saga would go pretty much the same, except Goku would be a lot further along than Krillin, and Krillin would struggle to keep up, but we know Krillin would work very hard to get where he is. Now, we would then jump into the 21st Budokai, in which Roshi was under the impression of being disguised as Jackie Chun, so they don't know it's him, so they can fight at their full strength. Now, how strong would Goku realistically be at this time? Well, realistically, Goku getting Master Roshi's training, we know that Goku originally went from power level of 10 or so to 50 and higher. So, if that's the case, Goku at least got at least twice as strong. Now, if that's the case, and Goku did get twice the power, that would mean his power level would theoretically be 200, and this is before he even transforms. So if you do want to go down that route, perfectly fine. So Goku's power level is now being 200. That would mean that he would theoretically beat Roshi, as what can Roshi do against Goku? Now you can say that Roshi, seeing how strong Goku is, he needs to kind of keep up training. So Roshi during the 7 months has been training as well. Well, even if you wanted to argue and say that Roshi at his full power, which is around 180 to 184, let's say he got an extra 20 or so power level. So Roshi at his full power, he is able to match Goku and keep up with him. The biggest problem will be when Goku transforms into a Great Ape. Now, Roshi cannot match Goku as a Great Ape. Goku's 10 times stronger. His power level is over 2,000. Now, the one thing that Roshi notices is the moon. He realizes that Goku only turns when the moon is there. So Roshi would then fire a massive ki blast, aka the famous Kamehameha wave, destroying the moon itself. This would then make Goku revert back to normal, but the biggest difference is how much stronger Goku is now. You see, Goku got a 10 times buff. This means that his power level as a grade ape was 2000. So now that Goku is back to normal and he gets new clothing, everything's ready to go, he powers up and he realizes that he is as strong as he was as a grade ape. As Roshi realizes this, Roshi would have no chance. Goku would one-shot Roshi out of the ring. Roshi pretty much had no power anyway, as bulking up and using his full power attack took a lot of energy out of Roshi, and Goku would be the victor in this matchup. So Goku's new power level is now 2000, meaning that he's even stronger than Raditz, who arrived many years later, which is absolutely absurd. So, since the training was now finished and the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament was handed to Goku, Goku would still eat all the funds away because he's Goku. Now this is when Goku fights the Red Ribbon Army. The downside for the Red Ribbon Army is how strong Goku actually is. Goku's power level being so high, over 2000 by this point, the Red Ribbon Army has no chance against Goku. Goku would easily attain the 6-star and the 5-star Dragon Ball. He would easily defeat Colonial Silver, and he would take down White Corporal Muscle Tower. And he wouldn't even need Ariel's help, who actually helped Goku by beating Blue. Wouldn't need it. And Goku would also beat Mercenary Tao no difficulty, and General Blue by himself. Now, Goku would beat them early, so he would then defeat their whole Red Ribbon Army. There's no one else that can match his power. Goku would then travel up to Korn's tower, where he would start doing some training. So, Goku would train with Korn much longer. I think he would train with Korn for the next 3 years. And when he trains with him, how strong will Goku be? Well, Goku hasn't turned into a great ape at this time. Now, Goku, theoretically, how strong would he get after training for 3 years with Korn? As, well, you can throw it into kind of an oddball. Let's just say that Goku got a little bit stronger, but Korn's training doesn't really help him too much. He's just been training up there for 3 years. So that would mean that Goku's power level, I'm going to put him at around 2200, which I know is not a huge jump in power, but in Dragon Ball, that's still an insane growth of power. Now, when Goku does arrive for the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament on Papaya Island, he would then easily defeat Tien Shenhan, who has no chance against this version of Goku. Even with his copy technique, it wouldn't do anything. Dodon Ray does nothing. He can't match Goku's power. Also, by this point, Goku can theoretically fly because of how strong he is, and he did technically meet Tien for the first time before, as this was when he was kind of fights the Stride Dragon, the Master of Martial Arts contest, and the Ino Shika Chu, and meets Tien Shenhan for the first time when he fights Shula. Now, of course, that's more of a story, but still, he could theoretically fly by this point because his power level is high enough. Now, he would beat Tien, but then Krillin would die. Now, how is this? Someone attacked him, and is none other than Tambourine himself, one of the children of the great Demon King Piccolo. Now, Goku would see that Krillin is gone, and he was filled with rage. Goku would then go after Tambourine. Now, unfortunately for Tambourine, you have a version of Goku who's angry and has a power level of 2200. So, what do you think is going to happen? Goku would one-shot Tambourine and kill him. Now, as for Demon King Piccolo, this is when Goku also met Yajirobe, and after he defeated Tambourine, he would then cross paths with Piccolo. Now, originally, Goku was easily defeated by him, and then Master Roshi and Chaozu were killed by Demon King Piccolo, who then uses the Dragon Balls to restore his youth. He would then attack the King Castle and take over the Earth, and then that's how Goku defeated him in the original, after he drank the sacred water. But Goku doesn't need to, as Demon King Piccolo wouldn't even be able to wish for his youth because Goku would kill him. Goku would fly right through him like he was nothing. Now, Demon King Piccolo would still spit out an egg, so we still have Piccolo, his reincarnation, and he would then blow up. So Kami is still alive, that means the Dragon Balls are still here. Now, Goku could go up to Korn's lookout, and he could still drink the sacred water, but I don't really see the reason why he would need to. Look at how strong Goku is. There's no reason why he would need to drink it. And it's too dangerous, as Korn states that it could kill you, theoretically. The only reason why Goku didn't die is because of how pure-hearted he is. So there's no need for Goku to have it. And theoretically, if Goku did have the Ultra Divine Water, for some of you who want to know, his power level wouldn't go up too much. It would probably go up to maybe 2,500 from 2,200, so it wouldn't really go up. So Kami would take notice of Goku. He would still remove Goku's tail, seeing that Goku's a major threat. Especially if he transforms into a Great Ape again, he could blow up the whole planet. He removes his tail, he restores the planet's moon as well, and safely remove Goku's tail. Then Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, and Chaozu would climb Korn's tower to do their training, and they would then go train on their own for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, Goku would then train the Hyperbolic Time Chamber for roughly about a month because he couldn't mentally handle it. It was a lot. And Goku would then back out. But for the next 3 years, he learns how to sense energy, he learns how to control his emotions better, and Goku's power will only continuously rise. Now, when Goku does arrive for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, he is now a grown adult, a young man, and he's ready to fight. How strong is this version of Goku? Well, this version of Goku got Kami's training, so his power level will be 3,000. I know that sounds pretty nuts, but now we're getting into the scaling to where that's not absurdly high in terms of growth. So Goku's power level is now at 3,000. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter, because unfortunately for Piccolo Jr., although he knows how strong Goku is, he could sense him and he can tell, he has been training harder than ever to face Goku. Unfortunately for Piccolo, when he does fight Goku, and yes, Goku will still get with Chi-Chi, because it's still Goku. He still hits his head and he's an idiot, so he thought marriage was some kind of food. So he would still get with Chi-Chi and they would still get married. When he fights Piccolo, even though Piccolo tries all of his techniques on Goku, even turning giant, Goku wouldn't even remove his weighted clothing. Piccolo stands absolutely zero chance against Goku. Even if you wanted to say that Piccolo is slightly stronger, instead of having a power level in the 300s, he has a power level up around 500, that doesn't matter, because Goku is so OP. So Piccolo would have been defeated, and Goku was not as badly wounded as he originally was. So since Piccolo was defeated, Goku would spare his life as Kami was ready to kill him. And the reason why is because Goku explains that if Piccolo dies and vice versa with Kami, if either or dies, the Dragon Balls would disappear. He lets Piccolo go, and Piccolo would then flee, dipping out, as Piccolo knows he has no chance against Goku, and he begins training. So 5 years later, over 5 years, Goku and Chi-Chi would have their son Gohan, who is now about 4 years old. Now, Goku would still take Gohan to go to Master Roshi's home and to show him off, and of course to have meet his friends after so many years. Now, Raditz will still arrive on Earth as he's still looking for his brother. He's a bit irritated that the planet is not taken over yet. Now, the farmer with the shotgun decides to spare Raditz, even though he could one-shot him, as we all know. Raditz would then sense a power level, and it would actually be Piccolo first. Now, Piccolo can sense how strong Raditz is, and Raditz would actually spare Piccolo. Now, Piccolo is very strong at this point. He's been training for 5 years, and he is holding back. We'll see how strong he is in one moment. But the story will change, because Raditz scans Piccolo's power level and sees, wow, a power level of over 700. That's pretty impressive for a Namekian, but you're no match for me. And Raditz would actually let Piccolo go. Now, Raditz would then be flying towards the island where he scans a power level of over 500. That's where Goku's power level is. Goku can sense Raditz coming. But then he realizes that someone else is following him, and then the two energies stop, as Raditz is only a few miles away from Goku. It's because Piccolo grabs Raditz and stops him. Piccolo explains that, I'm sorry, but we're not done yet. And Raditz says, dude, do you really want to try fighting me, Namekian? Your power level is only at, what, 500? 700? It's no match for me. Even if it was 1,000, I could beat you. Piccolo would explain that he's holding back, and he says to fight him instead. So Piccolo would remove his weighted clothing, which would make a huge splash in the water because it's tons of weight, and he begins to power up. Raditz's scouter would then beep, as Piccolo's power level would then shoot up to over 1,400. How is Piccolo so strong? Piccolo's almost doubled his power. Well, because Piccolo's been training intensely for 5 years. He is still working on the special beam cannon, but he's physically been training for nearly 5 years, nearly doubling his power, if not higher. So, Piccolo is stronger than ever, and Raditz is in utter shock as Piccolo would then rush in, delivering powerful attacks to Raditz, actually cracking his armor. Raditz would then begin laughing, as Raditz says this is going to be fun. Raditz would then go full power as well, having a power level of 1,500. So Piccolo is 100 power level weaker, but Piccolo does have more skill than Raditz, but Raditz just has more experience because he's fought much longer. Piccolo's only, what, like 5 or 6 years old? So theoretically, yes. So the two would then go at it, as Goku would then fly off, leaving Gohan with them, flying off to go see what's going on. He would then watch Piccolo having an intense battle with Raditz. Raditz would then fire his most powerful attack, which Piccolo was able to block, but his arm was missing. As Piccolo would then smirk as he then regenerates his arm. But Piccolo says this is bad, he might be able to get his special beam cannon ready. He then realizes that that's Saiyan. Wait a minute, he can't sense energy without that scouter, right? He says, I need to find a way to remove it somehow. Now, unbeknownst to Goku's attitude, Piccolo and Raditz were fighting on the island. So when Piccolo is fighting Raditz, Piccolo's having his time to shine, he was able to knock the scouter out of Raditz's face, being able to slap it away. Now, Bulma and the others would then arrive as they want to see what's going on. She would actually see the scouter far off, and she would actually grab it as it was on the ground, as she wants to keep it for herself, as this cool technology. Now, Raditz is furious as they're both badly wounded. He then sees with his own eyes, he then sees another Saiyan. It must be his brother. He looks just like their father. As Goku's not going to interrupt this battle, as Piccolo tells Goku to not intervene, Piccolo wants to fight him. Piccolo would then charge up a special beam cannon. Now, mind you, Raditz cannot sense energy, so he has to keep his eyes tracked on Piccolo. What Piccolo would do is Piccolo would then fire small ki blasts on the ground, making tons of clouds of dust, and Raditz cannot see him. So Raditz would then fly up in the air, but he can't spot Piccolo. This is because Piccolo tricked him. Because behind Raditz, Piccolo charged up his special beam cannon, he fires it right at Raditz, and this beam would hit Raditz right in the chest, and Raditz would then collapse and fall to the ground. He would begin coughing up blood as Goku lands with the others, and Bulma was still holding that scouter. Raditz would then yell out loud that they will avenge his death. And Goku says, "Who are you? What do you mean?" Raditz would look to Goku and say, "You are a Saiyan, a warrior of powerful heritage." And he says that you were supposed to destroy this planet, but then you failed. And he says, "It doesn't matter. 2 Saiyans more powerful than me are most likely going to be on their way to avenge me, and they'll be here within roughly about a year's time. So you better enjoy it. They're 10 times my own power." And then Raditz would die. Now, who heard that? Vegeta and Nappa. Remember, the scouter's still on. They can hear it. So they decide to go check this out. That Raditz was killed by a Namekian and a Saiyan was there too? That seems pretty interesting. Now, Vegeta was interested in going because he found out that you can make hybrids with the humans by breeding with them, and these hybrids can be exceptionally powerful. That was one of the other reasons to go, on top of the fact that Earth is very rich in resources. We're minusing out the fact of the Dragon Balls because they never talk about it. This means that Frieza never hears about the Dragon Balls initially. Now, we know he also heard it again during the Saiyan saga back when Vegeta and Raditz arrive. That's when Frieza then goes to Namek. But Vegeta and Nappa are now heading their way towards Earth right now. And if it is true that they only have roughly about a year's time, they need to get some training going. Now, theoretically, would Goku be able to go to King Kai to do his training? Well, it is possible. Because other than the fact that Goku does not have Kaioken, how is he going to be able to match these Saiyans? You can argue that maybe he does train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, but no. Kami knew about King Kai, and he would offer Goku to go train under him. Now, Goku having a power level over 3,000 by this point, I definitely think that he would be able to arrive at King Kai's much faster. Bulma would help him by giving him a backpack with a bunch of capsules that would have food so Goku can survive his trip. They would arrive up to King Yemma, who was very angry that they brought a mortal man here. He's not dead. He still checks Goku's record and sees that Goku's a very good warrior. But that doesn't explain why he's here. They explain that Goku wants to go train under King Kai, and the fact that 2 Saiyans are arriving, Vegeta and Nappa is what they're called. And King Yemma says, those 2, they cause a lot of mayhem, that's for sure, keeping me busy. And he says, but I will still not let you cross. Now, Goku would then say, well, that's a shame, because if they destroy planet Earth, that's over 8 billion people. And King Yemma would then have his glasses fall down, he's like, 8 billion? As PTSD would hit him, he says, no, never mind, you can go, no problem at all. Stop those Saiyans for me. I don't want to have 8 billion people line up. I'm already busy as is. I'll go insane. So they were able to trick King Yemma. I wouldn't say trick, but tell him honestly, he doesn't want the work. He lets Goku go. Kami would then bid Goku farewell and leave, as Piccolo would still train Gohan, just like the original, and the Z Fighters with their own training under Kami. Goku would then begin flying down Snake Way. Remember, he can fly. So Goku would be able to reach King Kai's planet much earlier on. When he does arrive, Goku would still arrive. I would roughly say it still takes him about a month of traveling. As remember, he has to travel across all the Snake Way. He is flying. It saves him, instead of, having, 9 to 10 months of running, he arrives within about a month. He didn't really have that much food left, but he was barely able to make it. He was starving. He arrives on King Kai's world finally, and he sees some apples, which he then eats, but he then falls flat on his face because of the 10 times gravity. Now, luckily, Goku's power level is higher, so he is able to adapt to it a bit faster than he usually would. As Goku was able to eat some of the apples, he would then meet King Kai, and after telling him a funny joke after meeting Bubbles and Gregory, King Kai would then offer to train Goku. Goku would then power up after removing his own weighted clothing, and King Kai was shocked to see how strong Goku was. Goku was nearly as strong as he was, as we don't know King Kai's actual power level, but it was shown in some guides and some books here and there that his power level is around 3,500, which makes sense because Nappa is around 5,000 and King Kai said that Nappa and Vegeta are stronger than him. So Goku's power level at around 3,000, it makes sense. It's insane. And King Kai says he might be able to survive my techniques that I can teach him. So Goku will begin his training. Now, one thing to note, Goku is living. When you're dead in the Dragon Ball universe, you have infinite stamina and infinite energy. You're able to fight much more efficiently. That is why when Goku went Super Saiyan 3 in the other world, he held it just fine. But when he went Super Saiyan 3 outside of a living body, well, it kind of went bad. He couldn't really hold the form that much long at all. So Goku has to train and rest and be smart, as he's still living. He doesn't want to destroy himself. And also using the Kaioken for the first time does damage his body. So enough of that. How strong is Goku by the time that he leaves King Kai and he runs back towards his friends? Well, Goku originally got around 18.8 times stronger. Now we're going to throw in Kaioken training, so Goku got around 30 times stronger, which is a pretty decent jump in power. Goku's power level is exactly 90,000. With a power level of 90,000, he's as strong as he was when he went to Namek, but the scary part is now he has Kaioken. Although it does damage his body, it does use energy. If he uses ×2 Kaioken, he can just bump his power up as much as he wants and then go back to base form. That's an insane OP power up. So Goku would finish his training under King Kai, he would learn about the Spirit Bomb, he would then begin his flight back. Now Goku being many times stronger, being over 10 times stronger than the original, he was able to arrive 10 times faster. So Vegeta and Nappa have just arrived and they're ready to fight and plant the Cybermen. But no one has died yet, so Piccolo does not die in the story because Nappa never threw that final attack at Gohan and Piccolo blocked it. So this would be when Goku arrives alongside with the others. Then the Saiyans then plant Cybermen, and the Cybermen would then begin attacking the humans. Now Goku would stop it. The Cybermen would all try jumping on Goku. Goku would give them the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan treatment. Even when one Cyberman would try blowing himself up on Goku, Goku would just grab the Cyberman and let's say it does blow up. The smoke would then clear, but Goku is completely unscathed, except his uniform. His top G is pretty much torn to bits and it's pretty much like paper, he said, but Goku has no damage on him. Nothing at all. He's unscathed. So Vegeta would then laugh and say, "This is quite extraordinary, Kakarot, you're stronger than I thought." And so Goku would begin to power up, showing how strong he really is. Now the Z Fighters were shocked with how strong Goku was. They never sensed anything like it. It was unnatural how strong Goku is. Now, we don't know how high their scouters can actually go, but if they are comparative to the likes of the Ginyu Force and etc., then it goes up to around 100 and roughly 150 to 180,000 or so before then it blows up. We're just going to say that it is. So they then see Goku's power level shoot up to 90,000. Now, Vegeta and Nappa are basically crapping themselves because how is a Saiyan so powerful? And says, could he be a Super Saiyan? No, that's impossible. Super Saiyan was thousands of years ago. He's a low class. And so they think that their scouters are busted. Nappa would try attacking Goku. You know how it goes. Goku would just toy with Nappa, slapping him to the side. Now, Vegeta says, Nappa, we cannot be messing around. If his power level must be true, as Vegeta would try fighting Goku even at his full power, which is 18,000. Goku would no to Vegeta, and Vegeta's punches do nothing to Goku. Vegeta would then explain to Nappa, we need to transform. He would then form a fake moon, throwing it in the air. Nappa's power level is going to be roughly around 50,000, so Goku can still beat Nappa by himself. Vegeta's power level is the scary one. His power level will roughly be around 160,000. The reason why is because Vegeta stated himself that using this key ball of energy will make him a lot weaker, but it will still give him a big increase in power. So whether it's 160 or 180,000, that's up to you, but I'm going to go with 160 because he does get slightly weaker because he's using this ball. So Goku would first tell the others to get away from here. He'll fight the two Great Apes by himself. Now Vegeta's the big problem because of how strong he is, but Goku can manage because he's small and he's super fast. So Goku would then hit them with the solar flare technique, blinding Vegeta and Nappa, who wasn't ready for it. Goku would then rush in, delivering powerful punches to Nappa's face, knocking him over, as Goku would then grab him by the tail and spin him around, ramming him into Vegeta, who knocks him about a mile away, crashing into some rocks on the mountainside, as Nappa was pretty much knocked out. Goku would then use a little key disc, and he would remove his tail, and Nappa would then revert back to normal. But he was pretty much knocked out. Then Nappa would then get back up, as he would try attacking Goku, but Nappa was already completely drained of energy and he was exhausted. Before Nappa could do anything, a ki beam would shoot right through him, and it was Piccolo. Piccolo actually helped Goku out a little bit. Gotta give Piccolo some love. And Vegeta has just recovered and he's gotten up. He then charges a massive Gallic gun in his hand, firing it at Goku. Goku would then fire his own Kamehameha at Vegeta, and Goku was, of course, getting overwhelmed. Vegeta, with his full power Gallic gun, is well over 180,000+ to 200,000 of power, and Goku is being pushed back. His Kamehameha pushed him to about 100,000, and so Goku would then yell out Kaioken ×2. With Kaioken ×2 mixed with his Kamehameha, it would then match Vegeta, but Goku realizes that he needs to go further. He would then yell out ×4, and with that, it would shoot past Vegeta's Gallic gun, hitting the Great Ape Vegeta, incinerating his tail, and we don't know where Vegeta went. As Goku then lands, he knows Vegeta's coming. Vegeta would then land on the ground, forming a crater, as he was in his base form, and he was near death itself. So how strong is Goku now? Well, remind you, we're not adding in the Kamehameha to boost his power, so Goku used ×4 Kaioken to increase his power. He also did use ×2 first, so ×2 and then ×4. That would mean that his new power level is 720,000, which is really ridiculous. Goku even notes on his new power, and he says, what is this? How did he get so strong so quickly? But he doesn't really have time to think about that for right now. Focus on Vegeta. Vegeta was then crawling away as he was right near the depth's door. Goku would then stop his friends and say, let him go, and show him what mercy means. Vegeta would then get into a space pod. He would dip out because he doesn't want none of that. Now, Frieza never hears about the Dragon Ball, so this means that Frieza would never head to planet Namek. But what will happen is when Vegeta does land on planet Frieza 79, he does get a big Zenkai buff, even higher than his original. How strong would Vegeta get? Well, Vegeta originally had a power level of around 24,000. Then he fought Zarbon and Dodoria, and then he was defeated. Well, Vegeta here will be even stronger. Because he fought a much stronger version of Goku, Vegeta's new power level is going to be 50,000. With a power of 50,000, Vegeta would be able to kill Dodoria and Zarbon as he turns on Frieza. Now, Frieza would send the Ginyu Force after Vegeta, and Vegeta was able to kill Guldo, Raccoon, and he was also able to kill Birder, but Jason Ginyu would arrive and Vegeta was tired. He was then beaten near death, but Frieza told on the intercom to spare Vegeta and to heal him, and he'll take care of him later. So they made the grave mistake of letting Vegeta heal because they failed to realize that Vegeta has Zenkais. They didn't realize that. So when they heal Vegeta and he breaks out of the healing pod, Vegeta's new power level is in the hundreds of thousands, because it was just like on Namek, having a power level of at least 200,000 or so, because he was able to match First Form Frieza for a brief moment. He would kill Ginyu and Jace, and Ginyu would not have time to use his Change Now technique because Vegeta would not waste. He would pretty much kick his head off, pretty much Android style. So pretty much they would have no chance against this version of Vegeta. Now Frieza would then begin chasing after Vegeta in his own spaceship. Vegeta knows, as he can sense energy, he can't match Frieza. So Vegeta dips out and heads to planet Earth, as that's the only place where he knows where to go. Once when he arrives, Frieza was only a few minutes behind him. He finds Kakarot, who Goku finds him as well. He explains what's happening. He explains that Frieza's coming and there's nothing they can do to stop it. They need to work together. Frieza arrives with a couple of his men. Of course, his men are dispatched pretty easily by the Z Fighters. The main fight is with Frieza, Goku, and Vegeta. Now, Vegeta would try fighting First Form Frieza, and he does a pretty good job, but we all know that he's hiding a transformation. Frieza would then go into his second form, and in his second form, he would absolutely dominate Vegeta until Goku then steps in. Now, initially, Goku is overwhelmed by Frieza, as Frieza's power level is over 1 million. Goku would then use Kaioken times 2, which will bump his power up to 1.4, which he would give him the edge against Frieza and push Frieza against back. Frieza would then skip his third transformation, going into his final form, and in his final form, he absolutely dominates Goku. Goku would then put everything into one final attack that he has as he's running out of energy. As mind you, the Kaioken does boost his power, but the downside is it drains his energy and it makes him weaker because it damages his body. Goku would fire a full power Kamehameha with times 10, and it bumps his power level up to, let's just say, around 15 million. It's around 14,400,000, but equal to say it was 15 million. But Goku would then collapse as he had no energy left. Frieza was just dominating Goku, beating the life out of him. We would then see Krillin and some of the other Z fighters jump in to try and help Goku. As then, Piccolo is then shot with the Death Beam, as Goku would then see Piccolo fall. Now, Goku is trying to summon his power to get a Spirit Bomb going, but Frieza wasn't letting him, and Frieza was about to kill him. Mind you, Frieza's more frustrated than even the original, because he had to chase Vegeta around, and a single Saiyan Vegeta destroyed everything Frieza had. So Frieza's pissed off. So we would then see Krillin try to jump in, as Frieza would fire a Death Beam at Goku to kill him. Krillin would then jump in and take the Death Beam and collapse in Goku's arms, telling Goku help me, as he then dies. This would then send Goku over the edge, as Frieza was killing all of his friends, Piccolo and Krillin, and the downside, Piccolo is dead. That means they can't even wish his best friend back with the Dragon Balls. Goku would be so furious. You all know what happens. He transforms into a Super Saiyan. And oh my god, his power level is 750 million. And now this would put him in the realm of Android 16 to first form Cell, if not a little bit higher. He's in the ballpark of even Ascended Super Saiyan, Vegeta, and Cell. He's right up there in about 1 billion. So Goku is able to control the power and the rage. He would absolutely dominate Frieza. He's not taking any chances with Frieza because they're on planet Earth, but he lets Frieza go full power. Full power does nothing. Goku would one-shot Frieza pretty much in a full power Kamehameha and kill him. He would then revert back to normal. But now his new base power level is now 750 million. Now, we are going to stop here in terms of power levels because it's going to get too ridiculous. So you go to the billions, then trillions, then, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, and then you continue going. It's going to be ridiculous at this point. It's more or less power scaling past the Frieza arc. But yes, Goku is in the realm of second form Cell, if not higher. So Goku would be distraught because Krillin can't be wished back. But we would then have Mr. Popo come in. After the events of Frieza are cleaned up, Popo explains that there's a place called Planet Namek where they can go. That's where Kami came from. And so, Bulma would then get a ship ready, and Vegeta decides to come along. He has nothing else better to do. Realistically, he would. He'd probably stay on Earth, as he has nowhere else to go. They would then go to Planet Namek, use the Dragon Balls, and they would also find Dende as well, and Dende would come with them. Now, during this time, Elder Guru is alive, as he didn't die just yet, so he would still unlock Goku and them's potential. As shortly afterwards, he does pass away, which does have Dende come along with them. And by this point, Piccolo is brought back to life, same with Kami. The Earth Dragon Balls are back, everything's good to go. And they would just use the wish to then bring them and the ship back to Earth. It's just faster travel, it's just instantaneous. Now, of course, this means that Goku never goes to Planet Yardrat, where he then finds instant transmission, but that's okay. We would then have a couple of years apiece, aka around a year. Trunks would still arrive in his time machine, finding Goku. He would be shocked to see how strong Goku is. Now, the fun part is Goku's power level being over 700 million. When Goku does transform, it's in the billions, of course. Mind you, when Goku will transform back, he will keep that power up, so he only gets stronger. So, Trunks is in shock to see this. He tells Goku about the androids, the time, the place, giving him the heart virus medicine. And he will see Goku again in the next 3 years. So Goku, although realistically, base-wise, as of right now, he can fight Perfect Cell if he really wanted to. And if he goes Super Saiyan, he can easily beat Super Perfect Cell and even Super Saiyan 2 Gohan because of how strong he is. And it just keeps on stacking and stacking. But Goku didn't really go Super Saiyan for the next 3 years. He just kind of trained base form with Gohan and Piccolo, helping them get stronger. With Dende there, Piccolo would probably fuse with Kami earlier. Because he's a lot weaker and it would make him stronger. So Piccolo's power level will roughly be about the same because they're fighting a stronger version. Vegeta goes out into space after being with Bulma for one night. and he would then dip out to go get some Saiyan milk. He would also unlock Super Saiyan during that time, as he wants to be a Super Saiyan. He wanna, TFS reference. And when the 3 years do arrive, Goku arrives to fight Android 19, which Goku would destroy with no difficulty. The problem is the heart virus will still hit Goku, so Goku's out of commission. Vegeta would then arrive and nearly kill Dr. Gero, but Dr. Gero was able to escape. He was then able to then go sneak off and free the androids. 17 and 18 would then kill Dr. Gero, and they would then free Android 16. And this is where we would see Vegeta get his arm broken, not once, but twice on each arm, by 18, and then Piccolo and the others were defeated. Now the androids would then fly off, and would Piccolo theoretically be able to fight them? Yes and no, but theoretically we would see something different with Piccolo, and we'll touch upon that in the next one, as Piccolo is now taking his way off to Kami's lookout, as he's going to use the Dragon Balls for something. And that is it for this part 1, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we will be seeing Goku grow in power much more, and you'll see down the line. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.